Hello everyone, my name is Chelsey and I am a Children's Services Assistant at Clearview Library District. Hello, welcome back. I want to welcome you guys to this week's edition of Getting Crafty. Welcome to Summer Adventure Program. I hope that you guys all got your emails and you're excited about the challenges we have set up for you this summer. I am coinciding with one of those today. So the challenge that we're going to do today is entitled Once Upon a Time. And let me just read you a little bit of description here. Read a book that takes place in a time long ago. Where is the book set? What does it look and feel like? Using the setting from the book as inspiration, recreate the setting using whatever materials you like. So, for this week's edition, we're going to need glue, scissors, some paper, big, little, however big you want to make it. And then the optional material that I'm using is I have a bunch of pages from some magazines. So any magazines that your mom or your grandma or somebody has sitting around, you can find some, just laying around, coloring books, whatever you have, just small, big. I had some cooking ones, so that's going to be helpful for my craft today. But just any old thing you want to use. The book that I am taking my inspiration from today, so my Once Upon a Time challenge is going to be making a craft, recreating a scene from Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Now, most of you have probably read this book or seen the movies. There's the old Disney version, and then there's the new Disney versions that were done by Tim Burton. However you want to do it, I'm just going to read you a few excerpts from the book that kind of inspired me. So, it's from chapter 6, entitled A Mad Tea Party. So this will be a fun craft. A mad tea party. There was a table set out under a tree in front of the house, and the March Hare and the Hatter were having tea at it. A dormouse was sitting between them, fast asleep, and the other two were using it as a cushion, resting their elbows on it and talking over its head. I'm not going to read I'm just going to kind of skim through this chapter just to give you some ideas of what I'm pulling my craft from. The table was a large one, but the three of them were all crowded together in a corner of it. No room, they cried when they saw Alice coming. So if you kind of skim through it, she says that there's a lot of dirty dishes on it. There's bread and butter. They start to give her some riddles, remember? So they give her the riddle about time. And then that's when the Mad Hatter comes in and says that it's 6 o'clock all the time. It's tea time all the time. So just some other items that you might add to your scene once you have it done. But the way that I kind of see it is, she says it's gloomy outside, it's shadowed because of the big tree and stuff. So I'm imagining that they're kind of in a big woods, right? So what I did is I went through some magazines and I pulled some pictures of, some grass and some trees and things like that. I went ahead and cut some of them out and placed them together on a 11 by 17 piece of paper. And so I just have a scene, so it looks like you're in the woods. So we've got some shadow and some light, and then we've got some flowers, just because Alice in Wonderland, you might think that there's some pretty flowers. So let's get started. I cut out some pictures of some tables. So I had some cooking, Better Homes and Garden magazines and stuff. So I cut out this big long table. That's the same table, just in a different angle, different size. So I'm going to go ahead. I went ahead and glued these on here, pieced them together. So this summer adventure program is called Imagine Your Story. So you guys make it however you want. If you have other stuff that you want to make it out of, just do your best. Use your imagination. There's no wrong way to do it. So I'm going to put some glue on the back of my table here. I'm going to kind of piece it together in here so there's not very much white showing on my scene. But I'm just going to put it right here in the middle. And I imagine this big long table like it says in there. Alice shows up and it says that she sits at the big armchair at the end. So I'm imagining that Alice is going to have a seat right here. We've got some plants and stuff on the table. That's okay. I'm going to put some more stuff on the table. I went ahead and cut these pieces out, but I'm going to cut out more pieces and show you kind of some food and things that I have ideas of being on the table, kind of strewn about. So I'm going to put this other table on here. It's just kind of an extension of our first one. No big deal. So there we go. We've got the big long table that Alice comes and has a seat at, that the Mad Hatter and the Hare and the Dormouse are sitting at. If you have some extra paper and you're a good artist, go ahead, draw a picture of a dormouse or the Mad Hatter's, top hat, or the hare, however you imagine them looking. Put them on there. You can pull up a picture on your phone or your computer and trace it however you want it to look. So what we're going to do is we're going to have, once you guys get all of these done, we're going to have you submit your pictures of what you've done to us. You can send it to submission@clearviewlibrary.org. If you need some help, have a parent or somebody help you out. But take a picture, send it in. That's how you're going to be entered to win the Summer Adventure Program prize. Okay. So, all right. So we've got our woods. We've got our table. So now I'm just going to look through some pictures here and add some cups, some tea stuff, maybe some crumpets or biscuits or things that you might have at tea time. They do mention in the book that there's bread and butter, so maybe I can find something like that. So I just looked through, found some little pictures of some food that might be good. Here's a pottery set that has like a teacup and stuff in it. So I'm just going to kind of flip through here really quick. Perfect example, we've got some bread and some butter, so that's a good one we might want to use. Sizes and stuff don't really matter. Like this one I probably won't put on there, bread and butter, because it's huge, it's going to take up the whole scene. But so if you can find something smaller, or if you want to make something smaller out of some construction paper or markers, whatever you guys have. There's some more bread and butter, some rolls, and some butter. So I'm just going to kind of look and see. There's a teacup, pretty big. More bread and butter. There's some desserts and stuff. So, here's a good one. So, I'll go ahead and cut out this bread and butter. Okay, actually I'm going to use a smaller one. And it doesn't necessarily have to go on my table, but I'm going to put it next to it so we know that that's kind of what they're munching on while he's giving her the riddle about the Red Queen and time and how they're kind of stuck in this loop. So, throw a little bit of glue on there. I'm just going to sit it right here on the side of our table. So we know that they've got some bread and butter going. Let's take a look and see what else we can find. Throw your scraps to the side. Let's see if I can find something smaller. You can make it wacky, you can make it colorful. It's Alice in Wonderland. Things are big, things are small. You know how she shrinks and gets bigger and just all kinds of crazy. The caterpillar and she's chasing the rabbit that has the clock. So if you want to put a clock or a watch because he gives her the time riddle and stuff, definitely throw it on there. I'm just looking at some simple stuff that we can put on here really quick. Okay, perfect. So here's a teapot. Pretty good size. Small little fit on my table, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that guy out. It's blue. That's the dress that I imagine Alice in. If you've seen any of the movies and stuff, you can use your imagination. But we will throw this on our table. Give it a couple of finishing touches here. So we've got a cool little teapot. So we definitely know they like tea. I love tea. Let us know what kind of, what your favorite tea is. We've got some spoons and things here. We definitely want something like that. I'm sure they're stirring some sugar or some cream into their tea. I like green tea with honey. That one's my favorite. So I'll throw this spoon on there because we definitely need to stir up whatever we're drinking. So I'll throw that right next to our bread and butter. All right, so we got, ooh, this is cool. So we've got a lot of different glasses there, right? So I'm going to cut that out, kind of look like they're strewn about the table. There's a lot of stuff that they need to clean in the book. Alice asks why there's so much dirty things, and he says, because it's always 6 o'clock. It's always tea time. We never have time to clean. So everything is just kind of strewn about. So we'll take those. Up here we've got maybe some milk cartons. milk carafes. So we'll cut those out, throw those on our table. And like I said, you can throw some color in there or whatever you'd like to do. I hope you guys are really enjoying these challenges. We're really enjoying putting them together for you. They're going to be really fun. I will be back to do another one with Getting Crafty in a couple of weeks. That one should be really fun too. So again, send your submissions to us. Let us know what you guys are making, what book you're pulling it from. You can include some text and stuff if you want. I just chose Alice in Wonderland because I read that part about the big long table under the big tree, and I was just like, that would be a really cool scene to remake. So I'm going to throw these down here. Lots of glasses, lots of cups, spoons. I found a little picnic basket that would be fun to throw on there. Let's see what else we have. Some chocolates. I definitely think that they're probably going to be eating some sweets at this tea party. I don't know about you, but I'm going to cut these out, put those on there. And again, you're just drawing your inspiration from the book. You don't have to, you know, word for word. Like I said, I'm kind of taking some of my inspiration from the movies as well. So got some chocolates there, some plants and some flowers around for some color. And then here we go. Perfect. We've got an advertisement for some tea. So I'm just going to cut that tea picture out, put that on there. And again, if you want to, you know, trace a picture of Alice or come up with your own interpretation of the characters, definitely throw those on there. That's just the one that I'm doing. Definitely feel free to do it for whatever book you decide to do. But I'm going to put this on there, and I think that's going to be our finishing touch here. Going to throw some tea on there, right in the corner where they're all gathered around arguing. And we'll throw that right on there. Again, some other objects that I could put on there, a clock, a watch, anything like that. But there it is. There's my interpretation of the Mad Hatter's tea party. There's the hair, the dormouse that you could throw on there as well. I tried to find a top hat, but couldn't find one. I could draw one and put it on there, maybe hang it over one of the chairs. But we've got some tea, we've got some bread and butter, and that is my craft for this week. Again, that was challenge 1, Once Upon a Time. I want to thank you guys for joining me for Getting Crafty, and we will see you next week. Thanks so much. Don't forget to send it in to submissions@clearviewlibrary.org. That's how you get entered to win for the SAP prize. I hope you're having fun with SAP. The Summer Adventure Program is Imagine Your Story. So it's a really great one this summer. And then if you like things like this, get on our databases through our website, clearviewlibrary.org, and check out Creative Bug. They have all kinds of wonderful things that you can do. I know this one's a little bit longer, just a little closing thing. I was going through some magazines and I found this one, and I thought, that reminds me of Alice, something that she would wear in Wonderland, kind of more the Tim Burton version, but there you go. So use your imaginations, have fun with it, and we'll see you guys next week. Thank you.